Come on down to your back and hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze, releasing and massaging into the low back. You can make little circles one way and the other. Relax the muscles in the face, soften forehead, eyebrows, jaw, and tongue. Allow the feet to fall wide on the edges of the mat as the knees cave inward. Take a deep breath into the belly and sigh it out, moving right into some intense core work. Hug those knees into the chest and then into the armpits. Roll the shoulders off the mat. Reclined crow. Right leg out. Hug into armpits. Left knee out. Hug back in. Tight quads to chest. Both legs extend. Sacrum grounding the whole time. Repeat that. Left leg and tuck. Right leg long. Feel the hip flexor. Tuck. Both legs extend. Hollow body hold. Shoulder blades off the mat and tuck it in. Hold it. Hug the right knee into the chest. Let the left leg go long. Let go and see if you can maintain that without the help of your hands. Little pulsing bounces here. Knee in, left toes out. Straighten the top leg, right leg in towards the chest, and let go again, pulling the legs in opposition without the help of your hands. Pulse. Pulling the legs apart energetically. Now grab on and lift and lower the left leg up and down like you're moving through water. Add momentum. Rock and roll. Freeze at the top, holding that L position. Leg shape, roll, freeze, roll and freeze. Engaging into that deep core, roll back down, stretch the right leg up towards the chest, and then turn it into a half happy baby. Right to right foot, pull down as you press the foot into the hand. Switch, left knee into chest, right leg long, curl your shoulders off the mat, knee to nose, let go for active pulses. Now your hand is not helping you. You're going to pull the left knee towards the nose and pulse. Extend the left leg as straight as possible. Lift up a little higher, let go, and active pulses, pulling the legs in opposition with your strength. Right leg lifts and lowers. You can grip on again at the hamstring and lift and lower that right leg like you're pressing through water. Gather momentum. Roll and freeze. Roll and freeze. Round the spine and then straighten it out as you sit up without letting that right foot touch. Slow release out of it. Stretching the right leg towards the chest and then half happy baby. Left hand grabs top of left foot, left knee to left armpit. Breath in, breath out. Moving into crisscross, hands behind head. Right elbow to left knee and twist, twist. Exhale each one. Shoulders off the mat, low back hanging. Rock yourself to Malasana. Try and lift off your seat. Roll, Malasana. Shoulders forward, hips back. Start to lift your butt up behind the knees to a little chair squat. Malasana, stay. Work on a deep fold here. Maybe the forearms can meet the mat and you'll try to lift and lower the hips. Straighten to a fold, bend to a fold. Straighten legs and arms, bend knees and elbows. Up high, crouch down, Malasana to forearms if possible, and then walk your feet back to forearm plank. Elbows under shoulders. Protracting the shoulders, tucking the tailbone, engaging the core, rocking forward and back, saw. Hip circles to the right and swing to the left like you're making a rainbow. Lift up and around, tap the hips down if possible. Strong shoulders, strong core. Swing those hips through, Sphinx pose, draw the mat backwards, elbows under shoulders, and little push-ups, Sphinx to Cobra. Straighten elbows, bend elbows, straighten and bend. Lift and lower, heels to sky, glutes on, lift and lower. We're going to reach the left hand back and then bend the right knee and see if you can find the outside top of the foot. Gently kick into the hand, toes to sky. Right forearm grounding down. Release. Bend the left knee, right hand reaches back for the outside top of the foot. Kick into the hand. Heart proud. Shoulder pressing down, lift. Breathe. And release. Little scorpion flip, peel the right hip open, stretch the toes away, left hip open, right hip tap as far as you can back on the earth, and peel and tap. Come back. Forearms ground, elbows ground, tuck the toes, push up to a big forearm plank, rounded spine, release. Now fly, locust. Do it again. Forearm plank, dome the back. Lower the hips, sphinx, and then keep your back where it is. Lift the arms and legs off the mat. Forearm plank, round the back. Tuck the tailbone, protract the shoulders, release, and float up to locust. Upward facing dog, hands under shoulders, shoulders down and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, we're going to drop the right forearm. Left fingers crawl out diagonal, and then see if you can lift the left leg into like a half moon shape. Flex the toes, stack the hips. Come back, other side. Left elbow bends, land the forearms, right fingers crawl, and then the right hip peels open, flex the foot and reach it to the side of you. Creating this long diagonal line and thinking of like a half moon in your body with those hips. Pop out of that. Down dog, bend the right knee, heel to butt, and then knee to sky. Bend the left knee, elevate the heel, and pull the knees in opposition. You can pulse or find stillness, prying the knees apart, and then step through the hands for low lunge. Melt the back knee into the earth. Gentle back bend. We're going to swing and tap your left heel. Swing forward and shift your hips back, straight front leg, for half split. Quickly moving through low lunge, back bend, low lunge, half split. Low lunge, stretch back, left hand to left ankle. Low lunge, half split, heart and gaze forward. Maybe we try to lower deeper. Left hand under left shoulder, right arm lifts. Twisting, half split. Keep the back toes tucked. See if you can hover the left knee under the hip, hover and land, and then send the right foot back, outside grip on the top of the foot, tricky balance. See if you can kick up to partridge and maybe lower onto the forearm in partridge. Left toes stay tucked under to help you with balance. Kick that foot to the sky. And we'll come back, downward facing dog. You can vinyasa if you choose, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog, left knee bends. Hug heel to butt and then knee to sky. Elevate the right heel, bend both knees, pry the knees apart. Pulse or find stillness, just squeezing apart. Hug the left knee in and step through, low lunge, same sequence. Low lunge, keep the back toes tucked. Take a deep breath in, reach the right hand back for right heel or ankle, back bend. Try to keep the balance. Shift forward, half split, hips back, straighten left knee as much as possible, flex toes, flow. Low lunge, grab ankle, back bend. Stretch forward, low lunge to half split. Shift hips back, flex toes. One more time. Bend, back bend, lunge, reach back. Low lunge, half split, shift back. Maybe you work towards forearms coming down if you have quite an open hamstring. Then we'll do our twist. Right hand under right shoulder, left arm up, stack shoulders. Keep that left hip pressing down. Tuck the back toes, hover the right knee. Set it down. Peel the left foot back. Careful balance. Press into the right hand. Falling all over the place here. Hopefully you have this. Partridge pose stretch. Reach back for the top of the foot. Kick into the hand and possibly lower carefully to the forearm, keeping the connection of hand to foot. Toes tucked under to help with balance. Strong shoulder, strong core. We'll release back, hands down, tuck toes under, downward facing dog. Roll the spine into plank. Open side plank, right arm lifts. We're gonna thread the needle and land on the forearm facing your left. Forearm plank, dip the hips, lift the toes, fingers to toes, hips up, hips down. Lift the toes, step on the feet, hips swing up, swing down. Toe tap, V up, feet down, hips up, toe tap, V up, feet down, hips up, hold. Hold it, press that right shoulder down powerfully, and then come back where you came from on the forearm towards the right. Sit and make this pretty shape. We're gonna tuck the left heel to butt, right knee still over the left, and maybe you bind and just stretch that right shoulder open, right hip open. Now flip into a reverse forearm crab reach, hips up, right arm stretches back. Press into those feet and come back around. All the way back up through plank. You can take some little hip dips, pushing and landing, swinging the hips from left to right. Now open left arm to side plank, hips up. Stack everything. Thread the needle to the left forearm as you slowly turn into side plank facing the right. Softly land and start your V sit-up, staying on the forearm. Feet down, hips swing up, swing down. Toe tap so that top foot presses down as the hips swing up and down. V up, down, hips up, hips lower. V up, V down, hips up, hold. Press into that left foot, both feet, and swivel to the right forearm. Have a seat. Keep that left leg crossed over the right. Bend the left knee in and make that pretty shape, binding the hands or just pressing into that right forearm, opening up through the left shoulder. Now flip your body, staying on the forearm, crab reach in forearm reverse table. See if you can get those left fingers to the mat, up and over the head, hips up high, and unwind yourself. Come into child's pose. Deep breath into the back, big sigh out. From here, press into downward facing dog and then lower to dolphin with both elbows at the same time if you can. We're gonna bend the knees deeply, look forward, and try to jump onto the hands and jump forward. Practice that a few times. Dolphin, bend and bounce. Jump, lift the hips, pop onto the hands. You might even catch a little float there if you press your shoulders down and use your core strong enough. Bend, jump, hips up, float down. Staying at the top of your mat in forward fold, bind the hands at the base of the neck, sway, bounce a little, see what feels good, and then taking a twist. Right hand to left ankle, rotate left arm up, stack shoulders. Bring the left hand behind the back and then bend the right knee, continue to twist, peel the heart open. And we'll switch. Left hand grabs right ankle or whatever you can reach for, right arm up. Breathe and rotate the shoulders to stack. That left hand can also come to the ground. Right arm is going to cross behind the back, maybe at your hip crease as you bend the left knee generously. Twist, breathe, and exploring any shapes in your twist. Release that right hand to the mat and take a halfway lift, heart and gaze forward. Exhale, deeper fold. Sweep the arms up to sky and exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Sweep into chair pose, Utkatasana, and then bring the hands forward, knees into armpits. Spread your fingers, shift your hips forward, maybe crow pose. You can jump or walk back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog, exhale, heart forward, shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog, right leg to sky. Tuck in and step through. Arms sweep into high lunge, and then take that left arm under the right arm for Garudasana, eagle wrap. Elbows to sky, gentle back bend. Now take a slight hop forward, pyramid legs, drop into forward fold, keeping the eagle wrap arms, left hip forward, left heel grounds. Now wiggle the toes back to low lunge, keeping those arms. See if your forearms can maybe reach the mat. Step on the left heel, spin the hip open, and then reach the arms back to reverse or proud warrior. Quick transitions coming. We're going to straighten the front knee, Trikonasana triangle pose. Shift into the back foot, bend the knee, Skandasana to the back of your mat, as deep as you can take that side stretch. Press back through triangle pose, straighten out the legs, shift the arms apart, and then roll the hands down to the mat. Your flow. Chaturanga, step back, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Dolphin, lower to forearms, bend knees deeply. Charge the right knee to right armpit, bend the knees. So we're popping from the forearm up to plank, right knee, tuck. Bend, hover, left knee, tuck. Bend, hover, and jump, just like we did before, to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, root to rise, arms up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Repeating chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend, hands find mat, Bakasana, crow pose. Shift the energy forward, hug the heels in. This time maybe you jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg to sky. Tuck the knee in, step through. Right in between those hands, reach up through high lunge. Now the right arm is going to cross under the left. Eagle wrap, elbows high, gentle back bend. Little tricky balance. Take a little shift, hop forward, straighten the legs, forward fold, pyramid, eagle arms. Right hip down, left hip back. Now, wiggle the back foot or take a little hop back. It can be warrior one with the foot down or low lunge with the heel up. Let the neck release here too. Just fold over. Draw the body up and expand the arms behind you. Reverse warrior, proud warrior. Send that chest upward, then straighten the legs, shift the arms forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose, stack shoulders. Bend into the back knee deeply for Skandasana. You might even rotate those toes outward. Keeping your side bend stretch, maybe forearm can connect to the mat. Press right back where you came from. Triangle pose. Deep breath here. Then exhale, right hand down. Frame the front toes with the hands. Sweep the foot back through vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose here. We're going to work on some funky pincha or funky pincha prep. Hang out here for a moment. Breathe into the back body, and then let's set up our right elbow down, our left hand back by our right elbow. Walk your hips up, tuck your left knee to tricep and kick it up. Left knee to tricep or high up the arm, kick up. Left knee tucks as high as you can and extend it. Then maybe you take some jumping hops. You can hop or catch your funky pincha, pressing into the forearm and the hand equally. If you have that, you can make shapes and come on down when you're ready. So you don't have to be able to hold that position to just play and have fun and strengthen the shoulders. Swing out those arms, give them a little crisscross. Neck to the left ear, neck to the right ear, roll it out. Whatever feels good for you. Maybe some cat-cow here, kneeling. And let's set up for the other side. Left elbow down under shoulder, then right hand at the same line as your elbow, shoulder width apart. Tuck the left knee and extend it. Tuck as tightly as you can up to the armpit. Extend it as high as you can. Compression, tuck and extend, and then maybe some hops. So you could just be hopping, 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 or you can catch some air time if you have that in your practice, or you might surprise yourself with all that strong shoulder work we've been doing. Come on down when you're ready. And then just take some time to do what feels good. You can stretch the wrists, the shoulders, maybe circle the arms out, right, left, backstroke. Come into camel pose, Ustrasana, hips over knees. You can support the back body or reach back for the heels. Tucking the toes makes it a little more accessible as well. Come on back to seated and then take a cat back, pushing your palms forward in a bind, shaking out from side to side gently. And then let's try Pincha. Pincha Mayurasana, different grips, could be a bind, index finger releases, hands side by side, thumbs cross over each other. So Dolphin pose, and then left leg up, take some hops. So you could practice just Pincha hopping like we did for Funky Pincha. Maybe try like a hop switch, or if you have Pincha in your practice or you want to go over to a wall, walk yourself up or hit your pose and then make any shapes that feel good. You can play around with a hollow back, shining the heart through the shoulders and the hips back for a nice counterbalance. Great way to open up those shoulders. Any shapes you want to make. And we'll come down into child's pose whenever you're ready. Feel free to continue to play. You can always hit pause. Here might be a stopping point for you if you only had 20 minutes today. But I do have one fun sequence I wanted to throw into this Forearm Friday. Hang out in your child's pose, rocking the hips, taking some deep breaths, stretching out the back body, letting the shoulders be heavy. And if you're continuing on with me, let's come to a seated straddle. Doesn't have to be too wide, just see where your body wants to go, and then drop into that pancake forward fold stretch. Taking some deep breaths, finding ease through groin, inner thighs, hamstrings, and then lift up, hands behind head, side bend crunches. If you can, we'll touch the elbow to the mat, side to side, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. This time, stay on your left elbow, press your forearm down, step on the right foot, and lift the left leg. Pulse the leg as you lift the hips up. Inner thigh leg lifts, hips are elevated, shoulders pressing down. Sweep it back out where you came from and drive back up to the straddle. Side bend reaches from side to side, retracting that weight using your obliques. Reach it, exhale to draw back. Stay on the right side this time. Step on the left foot, sweep your right foot forward, elevate the hips, and pulse the leg up and down. Strong shoulder, strong core and inner thighs. Sweep it back, come to seated. Back to your pancake forward fold. Bring the left forearm down again, step on the right foot. Now kick up and thread behind and forward. See if you can lift the hips by pushing the shoulders down. Use the core and inner thighs to thread back and forth, just twice. Gentle forward fold in between. And right hand forearm down. Right leg lifts, threads back, threads forward, threads back, and forward. Sweep it out as far as you can out to the side, then step your feet together and take an abdominal roll down the spine onto your back for Savasana. Awesome job. You can wiggle those feet from side to side and release through the hip flexors. That did a lot of work for you. And then just find a place of stillness, relaxing the muscles in the face, down the neck and spine, the belly, the hips, taking this moment of gratitude for all your body was able to achieve. And don't forget, you can always repeat these classes and you'll feel more and more successful. Walk the feet in and lift the hips very slightly, a very neutral bridge. pelvic tilt. Shift the hips from side to side. And then rock yourself up to seated. You can come on the knees or sit cross-legged. Any movements that feel good here. And then we're going to give ourselves a little self-hug. Arms out, cross one arm over the other and wrap. Cross the other arm over and wrap tightly. Give yourself a squeeze. Thank your body, and I thank you. See you tomorrow.